guys, what's going on? This is the conservative speaking, and I wanted to talk about how CNN credibility continues to go down the drain. I mean, CNN's credibility at this point is just literally shot. All right, it's in the dumpster, and CNN continues to show how biased they are, even though they claim to be the cable news network. But we all know that they are the cable sensational network because they are in the entertainment business. They are not in the business of presenting objectional, uh, objective. How come? Why am I having a tough time with that word? They have a tough time presenting and bringing objective news to the public. They are officially in the entertainment business. So at this time, CNN should change their name to CEN, Cable Entertainment Network, because they're all about entertainment. I don't look at them any differently than I look at entertainment news or News Now, because they're all about spreading propaganda and sensationalism as opposed to giving out the news. All right, and look, there are a lot of examples that I can point to. I mean, we can point to the to the dossier where CNN reportedly reported all the time from the moment that the Great White Hope Donald Trump got into office that Donald Trump colluded with Russia to prevent Hillary Clinton from winning the election. Okay, when it was truth be told, it was all a lie because the person that was in charge of the dossier, or the person that even came up with proof that Donald Trump colluded with Russians to interfere with the election, was then indicted for making the whole thing up. But CNN up and down and round were reporting just about every single day how Donald Trump colluded with the Russians, and yet there was no evidence to prove so. They even brought in a special independent investigator. What's the guy's name? It's not Rumfeld. Robert Mueller. So even in the Mueller report, found no type of collusion between Donald Trump and the Russians, but yet CNN continued to run with the story, all because they had one agenda, and their one agenda was to take down Trump by any means necessary, even if it meant running with a lie, and even though knowing the fact that in the end it was all nothing but lies. All right. Then we get to Chris Cuomo. Chris Cuomo was the guy that was recently ousted by CNN because there was evidence, mainly a paper trail of text messages of Chris Cuomo's involvement in trying to discredit the women that were accusing his brother Andrew Cuomo of sexual assault, in which Andrew Cuomo was eventually charged for. Yes, and Chris Cuomo did that while on the job. And yet this was supposed to be a news anchor that was supposed to report to you news. Right. Then, and now we're getting to Don Lemonhead. Yes, you heard it right. So Don Lemonhead has been implicated in tampering with the Juicy Smollett case. In case you guys are not familiar with Juicy Smollett, Juicy Smollett was the guy that is on trial for making up a hate crime hoax, or for orchestrating a hate crime hoax, in which Juicy Smollett claimed that he was attacked um, in Chicago at nighttime. I mean, at at a frigid time in the wintertime in Chicago about 2 years ago, by two white men wearing MAGA hats, in which he claimed that they assaulted him, they poured bleach on him, they put a noose over his head, and they called him the N word, and said, "This is MAGA country." All right. Um, what came out of that was, now obviously he's on trial for that, but the biggest thing uh, that's taken out of that case is the fact that Don Lemon was implicated when Juicy Smollett decided to take the stand on his own behalf and stated that Don Lemon texted him um, days after the attack, and Don Lemon tipped Juicy Smollett on to say that the police were going to look into him filing a fabricated hate crime. Isn't that amazing? I mean, CNN has their hands on everything. CNN is practically making their own news, and CNN, along with all of the other far left wing media outlets, continue to just make themselves look more and more irrelevant as the day come. I mean, as the days come. But unlike all of the other left wing media outlets, CNN now has had two anchors that were implicated in cases that could potentially sway the decision of whether the person should be innocent or not. I mean, talk about CNN getting into people's affairs and wanting to help the very own people that they support. Because we all know that CNN is a far left wing media outlet that supports liberals and Democrats alike. So of course they have to stick together. But my goodness, my goodness. You know, I already had a feeling about CNN being this way, and that was even before all of this evidence came out. Now, the fact that the evidence came out clearly was the smoking gun to what everybody already knew about CNN. Even liberals knew that CNN is a 24-hour propaganda machine, and this is why, because they involve themselves with things like this. But now you have two anchors, Chris Cuomo, who was recently fired, and Don Lemon, who will be under fire for helping out the very people that could potentially affect how the case is ran. All right. So Don Lemon clearly has a relationship with Juicy Smollett, but will this help or will this hurt Juicy Smollett's case? Well, think about it. Don Lemon is an anchor for CNN. He is a anchor man. He's a man that's supposed to bring the news to the people. But what it looks like more and more and more is that CNN is not the news station to bring the news to the people. CNN is known as the news station to bring their news to the people. Not necessarily objective news, but more subjective news. And CNN has been known to do that for years. As a matter of fact, CNN really has been irrelevant as far as bringing objective news to the public really in the past 2 decades. Um, CNN has already again made their mind up that they are going to follow one way of giving out the news, and their way is giving out their opinions and sensationalizing it because in the end that's what brings them ratings. So I mean, but the simple fact that that now you have Don Lemon implicated in trying to help out Juicy Smollett, I think will wind up backfiring on him. And if it does backfire on him, well, um, there CNN will only have but themselves to blame for this issue, and obviously this is something that Juicy Smollett will remember for a very very long time. For one, why he would take the stand in his defense and practically just throw Don Lemon under the bus, and also throwing the following guys that were involved in this case, the real guys who wind up um, who wind up beating him up as a part of just Juicy Smollett's whole orchestrated plan to try to make it look as if he was involved in a hate crime. Let me see who these guys are. There are the Ansadero brothers, Nigerian, and he actually claimed that that one of them that he had a sexual relationship with one of those with one of the guys, and the reason why they did that is because the evidence, there's a surmounting amount of evidence that really discredits what Juicy Smollett initially alleged the day that he was attacked. When evidence truly shows that it was Juicy Smollett who orchestrated the entire hate crime hoax. Everything from giving the payment to the brothers, um, everything from from the brothers testifying about how Juicy Smollett wanted the alleged attack to be at a specific camera so then that camera can be able to capture the event that went down. Um, Everything from and now you have the Don Lemon text giving Juicy Smollett a heads up that the police were going to investigate him for an alleged for faking an alleged hate crime, aka he was giving him a heads up that the police were going to investigate him for orchestrating a hate crime hoax. All right. Now, as far as the case goes, if the evidence shows that Juicy Smollett was involved in a hate crime hoax, then obviously um, the justice system will then deliver the right verdict, and then he will have to face justice based on that, because Juicy Smollett is no different from anybody else. All right. Now I know that Juicy Smollett was a homosexual star at this disgraced show called the disgraced ghetto hot mess show called The Empire. But Juicy Smollett is no different from anyone else. If either one of us would have been proven to make a false police report, we will be arrested. Well, Juicy Smollett should also face the music as well. And I'm hoping that he does face justice, because I believe that Juicy Smollett was also guilty of being a part of a hate crime hoax. The simple fact that he wasted man hours and hundreds of millions of tax-paying dollars, yes, Juicy Smollett should definitely face justice, and he should get what's coming to him for sure. But now, if this evidence, if this new evidence now that Don Lemon uh, tipped off Juicy Smollett about the police looking into him creating a hate crime hoax, if this turns out to backfire on Juicy Smollett, my goodness, talk about a homosexual screwing another homosexual. Who would have seen that one coming? But let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment in the comments section after you subscribe to my channel. Click the like button if you like the video. Share the video as well. And subscribe, guys. Subscribe to my channel, as I'll be able to give you content on the double. Also, when you subscribe to my channel, click on the notification button so that you'll be notified when the channel is dropping new content. And with that being said, this is The Conservative signing out. Have a blessed day, guys.